All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Group Chart Analysis. It is June 21st, 2018. Welcome, welcome, and you. And last night was definitely good. That's a nice template. Why? Thank you. Thank you. Last night was good. A couple of the pairs did a few of the pairs did what we wanted. And I think a few of them was consolidated. They didn't really reverse, and then there was GBP news, so all the GBP pairs reversed and got pushed up. So it's either going to be the new direction or it's going to be a pullback. We'll look at it and check. We'll see exactly what we're doing, and see what's going to be played out for the rest of the month going into next week as well. So let's start with EU. Well, what happened here? So I believe we said on EU last night it was going to be a continuation down until there, right? I said to not buy it, nor did I want you to keep selling it past that resistance support zone, which, why is that the support zone? Oh, that's not the support zone. I was doing this earlier. This is what I had it at. It's right here. So my analysis yesterday was to look for the stop hunt high drop, and if you were going to sell it, which would have been the smartest thing, would have been down to the recent recent support, which it smashed, and then it threw a morning star, a horrible morning star, and then there was news this morning or something that made it reverse, but it hit the point. It was still divergent, and it finally broke the water, and it's consolidating. So this is the move that I've been waiting for EU guys. This is the move that I've been needing. It even wicked down here. It was like perfect. So this should be the move that sets it to go up into the next resistance zone, which is about there to finish the overall head and shoulder pattern that I was waiting for. As you can tell, through that boom, boom, double pattern, double bottom. And it is now deciding to shoot up. So based off of this hour, according to what we're looking here, ideally we want to see this next push down to retest that water, to then shoot up to then hit this Mayo for an easy take profit. But I'm looking at the overall bigger time frame here, and I can just tell you guys right now that based off of this hit, 1, 2, oh, that's the one I had it on. Duh. Here. Bam. Wicked right off of it. You see it? Boom, boom. And it threw what? Oh, this one was a railroad over there. What in God's Jesus? Hold on. I think, is that Nasir? Nasir, what up, bro? Probably not him, bro.
It wasn't me, bro.
I just thought I had to, because I'm like, who would have done this? So ideally, this is what we're looking for, is shot up tonight to break that water on the 4-hour and a retraced overall, and then next week I want to see this thing break the high of last week's high that was set, because if it does that, then it's pretty much guaranteed to hit here. So overall, start looking for buys, guys. Start looking for these shots up. Your most precise entry on this would be right here on the pullback towards the water. Okay, that's your most precise entry. It doesn't have to do it. I mean, it could consolidate and then just decide to shoot up. But ideally, what we're going to be looking for is that, that stop hunt low, hit that water, bounce off it, continue. You can take an immediate take profit there, or you can wait for it to come back, retest, and then shoot up to the next EMA, which ultimately will go up to this high, throw some sort of pattern, consolidate, and then drop again. So start looking for buys, guys. Anything that's going to tell you buy, like, that's what we're going to be looking for. Simple. This is not simple, but that's the ideal one. I was playing with the app features. 11111111. I wonder who that could be. I don't know. U-Chief. U-Chief did all these hits to the most recent resistance zone. Shot back down. This still is not my favorite setup, just because of the fact of like how much it's consolidating. But it did break this trend line that we have. It looks like it's coming back down again. So I'm going to say continuation tonight, shot down at least to this area. Once it gets into this area, I want you guys to hold off for it, because these are, valid trend lines. So it probably will get a little crazy once it hits the zone, but it's either going to retest it, and shoot back up for another hit. But I don't really think that's going to happen. Or it's going to shoot down, retest it here or here, right? It's either going to retest this trend line or it's going to retest this trend line to then shoot back down towards the next EMA, which would be the blue bear. That would be ideal, especially since Euro USD and UCHIEF are inverts. They don't, they correlate opposite. So that's what I want to see, ideally. And on top of that too, that's below the stationary 50. It's breaking the water. So if we're looking this from an hour perspective, it should be the Mayo right here. So precise entry. Oh, and it took out the low. So here you go. Here's the most recent low. It took out the low here. Ideally, I want to see the pullback. So complete opposite of EU. EU, I was telling you to look for the stop on low rise. This one I'm telling you to look for the stop on high drop. All right, if it stop on high, it should match up with either the Mayo, right, or it should line up with the water as it comes across, and then shoots right back down. So stop hunt high, drop, and at least come down to at least retest this little, the wick that was set last night. But I think it's going to drop a little bit heavier because this is technically a triple top. You got like 1, 2, actually like 4, 3, 4. All these traders are trapped up here, and then they shoot away from them hard, consolidate, pull back to get people excited again, and then they boom drop another level. So this was the midweek reversal right here. This was the midweek reversal right here. So mind you, it is Thursday. Is it Thursday? I don't know. Yeah, it's Thursday. So that means tomorrow is a trap day. Tomorrow's Friday. For those of you that want to be, don't expect a lot of movement, especially. You know what I want to say? I wanted to drop overall going into next week, but depending on how these pairs play out, because it's going to be a Friday, it could shoot up and not even shoot down and just consolidate out for the rest of the week until the markets close tomorrow. So I would be really careful. And if you hold anything over the weekend, this is not a time where you just up the lots, but I would definitely pay attention to exactly where these things are going to go. So could consolidate out. This one could too. Yeah, they're in between the EMAs. We'll see how it goes though. I don't believe there's any news. I don't think there's any news. GU. So this pair has been due for a pullback sometime. I mean, it did shoot down. So I still believe it's going to shoot down. So if this is a pullback on a higher time frame, this will not reverse. This is not going to reverse. The most this thing is going to do is pull back to the EMAs, right? So in this case, it shot up hard, took out this high. This was a magnitude push. This was massive. So and the way GU goes and GBP pairs go is it will either consolidate right on the zone and then break it to continue to go to the next EMA, or it's going to consolidate, stop hunt low for about 50 pips because that's GBP for you, retest the catch-up, 13 EMA, and then break. But overall, because of the divergence here, and I'll show you guys, because of the divergence and because of the overall direction, I do believe that we will see some sort of pullback. And because it's not really like the best divergence, this is not going to be a reversal. This will not be a reversal. This will be a pullback. So don't expect it to be rising forever. Just expect it to break this Mayo on the hour and go up to at least the blueberry or somewhere in between. That's where I'm going to be ideally looking for it to go. Look at this divergent here. Short term. Price going down. Price coming up. Like so. That's the divergence I normally look at. And it shot up. Hence the news. Bam, bam. I think it's going to consolidate. Honestly, I don't even think it's going to pull back. I think it's just going to consolidate and then just straight shot up. Normally when a push that hard happens, the pairs don't necessarily like to pull back like that. They just consolidate, especially GBP pairs. They will just consolidate and just skyrocket or down or skyrocket down, depending on the direction. But this one, I think it's going to look for buys. That's all I got to say. Look for buys. UJ, still in consolidation, in a massive fringe right now. So fringing is just another word for consolidation. So we got the highs here. We got a high up there. We got a high here. You can even go down here. About valid there, yeah. All right, so this thing is gonna, it's stuck in the middle, right? So honestly, out of all pairs right now, this is not the best looking one. Not at all. Let me see if this will work. Draw ourselves a little trend line. Here. And this is strictly off the 4 hour, so can redraw this one. Right there. So either it's going to bounce off like it did here off the support and the support trend line, and then continue up into the next zone and just kind of consolidate out for the rest of the week, because this is the 4 hour. So if anything, you'll probably see this just do like this, some bullshit like that, or it could just come up and then eventually go into next week, drop, pull back, continue down to the next zone. That would be ideal. Let me go to the hour real quick. I'm trying to find like an intraday, because this is the last day of the week. Like, there's not a lot that's going to be happening. Testing and pre-oversold. It is divergent. So this is the reason it's going to shoot up now. And it's either going to retest this water here and then drop again, or it's going to break it, retest the resistance zone, and then shoot down, or it's going to shoot up, break the resistance zone, bounce back off if it's for support, and continue up. You got 3 options here. Now we just got to wait to see which one plays out. Just don't get your hopes up about this pair, just because of the fact that it's in the middle of everything, and I don't like the bullshit of that. I don't like that. None of you should like that. It's just confusing as hell. You're guessing at this point. And then let's go to AU. AU through a double bottom. Let me see. Nice little double bottom. Divergent as all hell. I'll go here. This would be the reversal, or should I say the pullback, actually, because this is on the hour. So I want to see this for a short-term buy up to the Mayo, and then we can look for that next shot down. Let's see what it looks like on the actual 4 hour. Yeah, I want this thing to shoot up. It's divergent on the 4 hour as well. So when it's divergent like this and it's already breaking the catch up, the first pullback zone that it's going to hit on a higher time frame will be that water. So expect tonight for AU to rise. So you're looking for short-term buys. Eventually, I mean, you will be trading against the trend, mind you. But short-term buys, take your profits when you can, from like 30 to 50 pips, depending on the actual move. But look at the recent daily high, which is lined up at around the 0.74358 area, which would be this most recent resistance zone here. So you're going to be looking for short-term buys. Let's go to GJ. GJ, the pair everybody's playing. I still have it going down a little bit, but because of where it's at right now, because of that news, this thing could still shoot up. Now, I don't believe it's going to continue up forever. I think this is going to be a short-term buy, and there's a couple things that we can be looking at here. It's either going to retest this water, throw another wick on it, and then shoot back down. So if any of you are in trades, I mean, you can at least take your profit here to finish off the week at the most recent low. Or it's going to break that water and go up to the next EMA, retest this trend line, which is right next to the 144, and then it could possibly shoot right back down again, consolidate out. So it's going to be weird, and especially since it's a trap day, not a lot of crazy moves. See, this is where our prediction was earlier, was to take a buy. When I was talking with Josh, was we were looking to short-term buy at least up to this Mayo here, most recent high, and the next one would be up to this most recent trend line. So if it breaks this, it's going up here. If it doesn't break this, it's coming back down. So it's just all about precision. So just be smart. Be smart here. Don't get greedy. Don't try to grab pips because you think that you lost out on something. Just trust me, it's not worth it. You're not going to develop any good habits off of that. But that's what we're looking for short term. Euro AUD. Hey, it's finally deciding to move. I have this overall for a sell, guys. It's retesting that zone right now. I'll show you right now where the wick is. The wick is right there. Still hasn't broke it, so we're still valid for a sell. Daily, it's throwing on his wicks. It's starting to come out outside of the volatility bands, and it's starting to shark fin back down. So if this really happens, we're going to see a nice push right back down to the reset low. So I still have this thing dropping. And if it does drop to where I believe it's going to go, you're looking at a 440 pip move. So it's going to be looking clean. London, New York overlap or London, Tokyo overlap? Probably like London, Tokyo, because it is an AUD pair. It all depends on like really like what, if there's news or not. But because it's an AUD pair, like you can catch the move earlier on. And especially looking at like recent history. So like here, it's like the move happens down in the beginning and then it throws a reversal during like New York session. So either like the beginning of London session or like towards New York. It's hard. It all depends on like the setup, but overall long term I believe this thing is going to be dropping. So for anybody that is looking to swing this, like it's going to be looking pretty nutty. Pretty good. Gracias. De nada, my friend. Stay thirsty. Especially with the divergence here too. Look, you got the shark fin up to the top, out in the overbought zone, and you have it coming on a downward slant, coming right back in towards the stationary 50. But I also see the volatility bands coming in closer, which is telling me that we're going to be seeing some sort of consolidation. All right, so this pair might not move tonight. If it does move, like it's gonna be like boom, 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 like out until like next week, and then possibly stop on high, false move week beginning, drop. That would be perfect. That's what I am looking forward to. So I'll be keeping my eye on EA. This is probably the biggest pair that I'm looking at right now. I just think it still has a little bit more room to shoot up just a bit. So be patient on this pair, and we'll see how it goes. Doing a between the sheets trade? Not yet. It's got to break that water. And it's got to shoot down here. I wouldn't look at this yet. I need this to be a little bit cleaner. Okay, let's go to EG. I still don't like EG. The only reason you guys are playing this, I swear, is if you are literally selling it up here or buying it down here. You playing the middle, you're stupid. You are stupid for playing this pair. If anybody's played this pair this week, I literally don't know why you're playing it. Like, this is still the bullshit. This is still the ugliest pair so far. I don't even know why I go over it still. I guess because I want to show you guys that it really does work when you sell high and you buy low. So if this thing shoots down tonight, you could possibly take it for a buy for going into next week. This weekly still looks ugly though. Look at that. Holy consolidation. Ugh. Like what? Look at all that drama. There are people trapped up in there still. So ain't touching it. GA weekly. Retest shooting up. The buy was inevitable. Divergent. Yes, it is. From here to here, it's coming up. This thing could continue up, honestly. Did take out the high. Formed the new trend line. The 4 hour looks good. It is into the pre-overbought zone, so I believe this thing is still going to push up. It's not. There's nothing telling me right now that it's going to actually be a sell. So I'm going to say continue with the trend on this, especially since it took out the high. This is a new high versus here. So really just people really just wait for these highs. And honestly, I think it's going to just keep shooting up. I don't think there's any news to, like I said. So continuation on this pair, guys. It's either going to consolidate here, come back down one more time, and you can take a small short-term buy to the recent high, which on GJ or GA, sorry, should be a good amount of pips. It should be like 40 pips. If we're looking at it from like this point, 30 pips, 33 pips, close enough. This, delete. We'll go to G Chief. GA dropping during London session, New York session over that? It could. I think it's going to possibly just consolidate a little bit more. It's got to come back and retest the water one more time. It only bounced off it once. I need to see it come down one more time to hit that. So look for like a smaller pullback on the 15-minute, maybe in the next couple hours, depending on how slow it happens. But that's what I want to look for. G Chief weekly. Broke that trend line on the weekly and the daily. Came back, retested it, pulling back now. G Chief and GJ are still looking. They're kind of looking the same a little bit. It is divergent, so I mean, the most we're going to see on this, guys, is a pullback right back up to the recent resistance zone. So it is divergent, like I just said, right here. You have price coming upwards, horrible, but you get it. Then you have price kind of just stagnant here, just staying there. It's not really moving. So we are going to be looking for this to possibly shoot up, pull back, continue up to this next resistance trend line and resistance zone to then possibly continue back down. Or it's just going to get stuck in here and you're going to be selling high, buying low. Because I think this thing's actually going to consolidate out, honestly. Then it's going to shoot up. Oh, this is the 4 hour. Let me go to like the hour. I think we're going to see another shot up. There's no divergence here, so if you're looking for short-term buys here, guys, you know, at least retest this and then consolidate out or something. But over the next, 12 hours or so, this thing's going to be shooting up. Oh, my arm. Looking for buys on G Chief. And look at this. Look at this divergence. Price going up on TDI, price going down on the candlestick. So short-term buys up to there, up to the Mayo. And yeah. Gold. I think we had this, we discussed it for a short-term buy up towards like this most recent resistance zone. Because if you guys see, it actually finally broke the trend line that has been valid for one has been valid since December 2016, and one has been valid since June 30th of 2017, and it broke both of them. So short term, you're looking at a small buy from way when it came down to this low, possibly up to this area here, or to then throw that next M formation or Wicks or evening stars or railroads to then go right back down to retest, because this was a big trend line that it broke. It was a big one, so the retest has to be a big as well. So you're going to be looking for this to shoot up until it gets to that zone, and then you're going to be continuing to look for sells. Okay, cool. All right, those are the pairs we're looking at. Does anybody have any questions real quick? I mean, it's Friday, it's a trap day. Don't expect a shit ton of movement, especially after yesterday's news. Pairs just could consolidate out. But just be patient, and if anything, just wait till next week. We'll catch these pips. But honestly, guys, my favorite pair is still EA for a long term and whatnot, and then EU could be for tonight as well as GU. So EU and GU are probably the best ones so far. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, hey, that's the end of the week. I will see you guys on Sunday at 6 o'clock sharp. And we will get ready for next week. So everybody here, enjoy your weekend. Thanks for hopping on. Good stuff tuning in. I hope you guys caught some tips this week. And let's keep racking out for the rest of the year. Peace out, guys.